I am pleased and honored to announce to you the arrival of the Honorable Jeremiah Koung, Vice President of the Republic of Liberia. Thank you. You may have your seats.
So this is Focus on Liberia, and you are welcome to the live broadcast. Now we are left the office of the managing director, where first the vice president went to have a short meeting, and right now we have come to where the program will be held. Before
we are happy to have our VIP in our midst to grace this occasion.
So right now we are in the APM terminal.
The program was
where the vice president
intended to have a tour at the very beginning, but due to some other work that is being done, so the vice president couldn't make that tour. But he has assured the MPA and the APM terminal that after this program, he will definitely do the tour. So we allow this program to begin, and at the end of the program, then we will do the tour. Because the sole purpose of our gathering is to make sure to see what is happening here. Thank you.
Mr. Vice President, members of the cabinet, diplomats, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, more than 4 decades ago, the Freeport of Monrovia earned for itself the moniker, the gateway to Liberia's economy. A decade ago, APM terminals came on these shows. And if the Freeport of Monrovia is a gateway to Liberia's economy, APM terminals is the heartbeat of Liberia's economy. So the heartbeat and the gateway have since conjoined efforts to pump blood into the vessels of Liberia's economy. Today, under these beautiful shows and under this beautiful weather of Monrovia, we are witnessing yet another landmark in this partnership aimed at promoting growth and development in Liberia and basking on the excitement of the growth and development that has been triggered by this partnership. I am your master of ceremony, Romeo Togba. Well, APM Terminals has prided itself in a tradition of health and safety. And now for the health protocol, we'll call someone with a high and empirical acumen in occupational health and safety, the very hard-working Habib Sharif of APM Terminals. It is our culture to begin every one of our programs with our health and safety briefing. Today we have no drill plans. We have tried as much as possible to ensure this is a very safe environment for everyone. And we also believe that everyone came in good health, which we are grateful for. But first of all, in case there is a medical emergency, a health emergency, please do not hesitate to reach out. We have an ambulance service packed to the left of the crowd, which is my right next to the entry point. And we have medical practitioners who are trained to handle these emergencies. They will deal with it on site, and if they cannot resolve it at the ambulance, they will take you to the on-site clinic and make further decisions. That's the first. Next, if you, for any reason, have to access the key, please try as much as possible to not cross the equipment. Behind the equipment, we have the key side or the waterway. It's very deep. Please avoid it at all times. We do not hope this will happen, but if someone goes overboard, please remain calm. We will take the necessary measures to rescue, but we do not want it to reach that, please. That's the next thing. Furthermore, we have no drill plan today. If the alarm goes off for any reason or there's a fire emergency, I will remain in charge of the emergency coordination on site, and I will hand over to NPA that will coordinate with national authority to ensure everyone evacuates safely. Our nearest evacuation point, when it's safe, is to my far right next to the Firestone gate. If that is not accessible, we will guide you to my far left, where we will gather and will exit you through the Amoko gate. If you have questions, our police who are dressed for protocol will definitely guide you. Have a good time, stay safe. Thank you so much, Habib. They said count your many blessings, name them one by one, and it will surprise you to see what God Almighty has done. Today is another day to count our many blessings when we talk about APM Terminals, the National Port Authority, and the Liberia Maritime Authority. And to count our blessings further, we now go for our opening prayer by calling on the multi-talented Sekou Kole of NPA.
Thank you, Your Excellency and high-profile guests, my fellow workers of the port industry. Kindly join me to do this invocation by rising for God. Not for me, not for men, but for God. Let us stand up, please. There are Alhajis and Hajjas in this audience, but I've been asked to lead this today, and I'm grateful. Shall we pray? A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Rahmanir rahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghayril maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Amen. May the grace of God be upon us. Please be seated. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Amina. With more than 60 strategically located ports and container terminals across the globe, APM Terminals has been lifting global trade by boosting efficiency and connectivity. And this has been made possible through the industry of hard-working men and women within the APM Terminals family. One of those who has been helping to ensure the seamless lifting of global trade is none other than the very reliable Yan Boji, who will give us our welcome remarks.
Honorable Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, Jeremiah Koung Sr., Honorable Ministers and Deputies, members of the Diplomatic Corps, distinguished officials, our valued partners from the National Port Authority and the Liberian Maritime Authority, our team from headquarters in The Hague, the Netherlands, visiting guests from the Port Management Association of West and Central Africa, esteemed guests, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon and a very warm welcome to the Freeport of Monrovia. It is both an honor and a pleasure to receive you all here today for what is not just a ceremony, but a celebration of shared progress, an achievement made possible through collaboration, coordination and common purpose. We gather on this key not only to formally launch nighttime navigation and commissioning our equipment, but also to reflect on the journey we have taken together, one defined by mutual trust, continuous improvement and a united goal to make this port serve the Liberian people better every day. Honorable Vice President, we are especially honored by your presence. It affirms the significance of the Freeport of Monrovia to the national development and speaks volumes about this administration's commitment to infrastructure, trade facilitation and inclusive growth. Distinguished guests, operating a port is never without its challenges, from global market shifts to the day-to-day realities of logistics. We face them constantly. But what defines our success is how we respond together. With aligned vision, with steady resolve, and with the drive to create practical and lasting solutions. That is exactly what today represents. Today marks the start of a new era for the Freeport. This is the official commencement of the 24-hour navigation. This transition to round-the-clock operations has required coordinations across institutions, investment in safety and security systems, and the development of skilled Liberian professionals ready to guide these vessels through the waters by day and by night. Also the commissioning of new port support equipment, including a patrol boat, pilot boat, empty container handlers, reach stackers, is a step forward in making daily operations more responsive, more resilient, and better aligned with the demands of modern trade. These assets are not just machines, they are tools to improve service delivery across the board. Nighttime navigation is more than just an operational shift, it's strategic. It allows greater flexibility in vessel scheduling, faster cargo throughput, and ultimately a better service for importers, exporters, and the Liberian economy as a whole. We are proud of what has been accomplished, not just in terms of infrastructure, but in building local capacity and resilience. From marine operations to terminal services, from administration to logistics. It is the people on the ground who make this progress real. And I salute every member of the port community working tirelessly to lift performance and deliver results. And I would also like to take a moment to extend a special recognition to the Managing Director of the National Port Authority, Honorable Sekou Dekuli. Your leadership and strategic direction have been instrumental in aligning this vision and bringing us to the milestone. We value the spirit of openness and partnership that has defined our work together. And to our colleagues at the Liberia Maritime Authority and to everyone who contributed behind the scenes, a big thank you. The trust, collaboration, joint leadership that brought us here today is what will continue to move the Freeport forward. Ladies and gentlemen, while we celebrate this moment, we remain clear-eyed about the work ahead. There is always room to improve. But if today reminds us of anything, it is that meaningful progress happens when we move forward together. And on behalf of the entire APM Terminals Liberia team, thank you once again for being with us today. We are proud to be part of this journey and proud to continue working hand in hand towards a stronger, more efficient and more connected future for Liberia. Thank you, and again, welcome.
This is indeed an exciting moment, reflecting the goodwill and tripartite partnership involving the National Port Authority, the Liberia Maritime Authority, and APM Terminals Liberia. Indeed, it's a cause for celebration. This is perhaps the most breathtaking moment we all have eagerly awaited. As they say, a picture tells 1,000 words, and a video reveals 1,000,000 stories, detailing stories that we haven't seen, going beyond the scene, telling us the real life happening, and to set the stage to tell us the story that we are so eagerly awaiting. I'm pleased, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to call out someone who personifies local ownership and efficiency in the seafaring sector, our very own Captain Samuel Lynch.
I put my 2 eyes on. Good afternoon to all. My name is Captain Lynch, and I'm the Harbor Master at the National Port Authority. Allow me to stand on existing protocols in respect of time. Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, Honorable Jeremiah Koung, Honorable Ministers of State, diplomats, distinguished senior personnel from the Ministry of Defense. Thank you for being here today. This event captures a larger story of renewal, one that goes beyond infrastructure to reflect vision, partnership, and national development. Behind the headlines of nighttime navigation, new equipment, and 24-hour operations is a story of collective effort. It is a story of national institutions working hand in hand with private partners to modernize the port that connects Liberia to the region and to the world. It is a story that is shaped by the vision of the government of Liberia through the National Port Authority, the operational commitment of APM Terminals Liberia, and the regulatory leadership of the Liberia Maritime Authority, with strong support from the Ministry of Transport. In the next few minutes, we invite you to step behind the scenes with us. The short documentary we are about to show brings this transformation to light. It captures the human effort, the technical achievements, and the national aspiration behind what we have accomplished together. We are proud to share this story with you. Please enjoy this film. Thank you.
At the Freeport of Monrovia, history is being made. In a bold collaborative step forward, Liberia launches its first post-war initiative toward 24/7 vessel navigation, ushering in a new era of efficiency, safety, and national transformation. Enabled through advanced navigational systems and institutional cooperation, Liberia's maritime gateway is now preparing to welcome vessels under the cover of night.
The arrival and installation of the navigational buoys are a game changer in the Republic of Liberia.
In preparation for the nighttime navigation, we have undertaken this project to replace all the navigational buoys from anchorage throughout the channel to the berth.
Imagine a vessel completing at 11 p.m. and have to wait until 7 a.m. in the morning before departure. This will no longer be the case. Once we are through with a vessel at night, it can sail and another vessel can come in.
A first in the post-war era, this leap promises faster cargo turnaround, reduced congestion, and a more competitive economy.
The current framework we operate under is daytime operations only, which is almost 50% capacity. So this gives us the opportunity to transition to 100% capacity, which are part of being efficient and optimizing your operations in a port management settings.
Port congestion is going to be significantly reduced. Vessels that have been queuing out there is going to be a thing of the past, and port stay is going to be significantly improved. These are more of the improvements that we look forward to achieving with this installation.
This transformation is visible with the commissioning of 3 reach stackers, 2 MT handlers, a pilot boat, and a modern patrol boat. The Freeport is evolving into a safer, faster, and more resilient trade hub.
The new equipment is partly a replacement, but also an add-on to the existing fleet of the terminal. And what we aim to achieve is a more stable operation with less variance and hence a much better performance level towards our customers. As APM Terminals, we aim to have a predictable, sustainable operation executed by people who are well trained in order to not only sustain but also improve and increase the performance of the terminal.
At the heart of this progress is human capital. Trained Marine pilot Sam Jabba and tug master William Lasana are symbols of what Liberia's future can be: skilled, empowered, and leading.
Me coming to give back to my country in this particular role, I think it feels great, and I look forward to doing more, and we see how best we can mend our marine industry here.
It makes me immensely proud to be here, and this should send a signal to other Liberians aspiring to reach this level or even more that it is possible.
This green starboard side buoy and the red port side outer buoy, they have the same function. They are here to clearly define the channel so that vessels coming in can safely sail from here all the way to the Freeport of Monrovia.
The Port Authority and APM Terminals have a good working relationship. So partnering in terms of decisions towards better efficiency, in terms of cargo movement rate, and we're synchronizing our efforts. So we're continuing to make progress and looking at how we can refine our existing frameworks to steadily make adjustments step by step.
Backed by visionary leadership, strong partnerships, and world-class expertise, Liberia's gateway is ready for the future. Together, the National Port Authority and APM Terminals are not just moving goods, they are moving the nation forward.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, what you have just witnessed is more than a documentary. It is a reflection of Liberians' determination to modernize, to compete, and to grow. It tells the story of what is possible when vision, partnership, and execution come together. Driven by the government of Liberia, steered by our national institutions, and supported through dedicated concession collaboration. As we move forward in today's program, let us carry this spirit of progress and shared responsibility, not just for today's milestone, but for the future we are building together. Thank you, and may this event inspire even greater strides Liberia's maritime economic advancement. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Captain Lynch. It seems one of the speakers left their poem. So, just in case you're in search of your phone, look no further than this podium. Well, what we just saw is a testimonial of a symbiotic relationship built in trust and confidence with an aim of delivering quality service to the people of Liberia. And that relationship has been carried out by three important institutions: the National Port Authority, Liberia Maritime Authority, and of course, APM Terminals. Well, when APM Terminals boldly stated that its ambition is to become the world's best terminal company, that was not just a statement or a fluke or a fantasy. It was a statement made because it is a reality that has been achieved. It says so because it has a global team that prioritizes efficiency and dedication. From the global level to the regional level and to the local levels, workings of APM Terminals have been anchored in prioritizing customers' satisfaction. And one of those who signifies in a professional way the culture of APM Terminals in no very small way is Mr. Bernard Ox, who is going to give us our keynote address here today. Ms. Bernard Ox.
Thank you. Honorable Jeremiah Koung, Senior Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, honorable members of the 55th Liberian Legislature, honorable ministers and deputies, ambassadors and members of the diplomatic corps, distinguished officials, our partners from the National Port Authority and the Liberia Maritime Authority, visiting guests from the Port Management Association of West and Central Africa, members of the press, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen. I bring you warm greetings from our headquarters in the Netherlands and from the global family of APM Terminals. It is a distinct honor to stand with you today at this milestone in Liberia's ongoing journey toward connectivity, resilience, and shared prosperity. Across the 33 countries and more than 60 terminals where we operate, APM Terminals is driven by a clear mission: to create long-term value for the communities we serve, modernize ports, and enable trade. This mission is not abstract. It is grounded in every country, in every port, and every partnership, in the daily realities of people, businesses, and economies. Today's occasion is a powerful reminder that infrastructure is not just about machinery or concrete. It is about unlocking human potential. It is about enabling livelihoods, driving opportunity, and laying the foundation for a stronger nation. Since we began our operations at the Freeport of Monrovia in 2011, we have worked shoulder to shoulder with our Liberian partners to deliver meaningful and measurable progress. In 2017, we completed a major yard expansion that significantly reduced congestion and improved cargo flow. In 2022, we launched an ambitious automation and digitization initiative, strengthening operational performance and giving customers greater transparency and speed across the supply chain. The successful dredging of the Freeport of Monrovia, also launched in 2022, funded by the National Port Authority and executed in close partnership with APM Terminals, was a transformative milestone. By deepening both draft and beam, we opened the gateway for larger, more modern vessels to call this port, unlocking new potential for Liberia's maritime trade. Building on that foundation, in 2023, we invested over $15 million to bring in 2 Liebherr 600 mobile harbor cranes.
These machines have enabled us to handle gearless vessels for the first time, eliminating long-standing limitations and giving us more operational flexibility. Today, we take yet another big step forwards. The commissioning of the new equipment, as has been discussed before, including a patrol boat and pilot boat, 3 reach stackers and 2 empty container handlers, enhances our ability to meet growing trade demands and consistently deliver high standards of service to our valued customers. Just as significant is the official launch of nighttime navigation. With the transition to 24-hour operations, the Freeport enters a new era of performance. This advancement will reduce vessel wait times, allow for greater scheduling flexibility, and accelerate cargo movement, benefiting businesses and consumers across the country. But the impact goes far beyond logistics. Around-the-clock operations generate new jobs, cultivate new skills, and open new pathways for Liberians to grow and lead within a modern, dynamic port environment. Progress, however, is never just about infrastructure. It is about people. And I want to recognize 2 outstanding sons of the soil, Captain Sam Jaba and Captain William Adolphus Lazana, whose leadership as Liberia's first marine pilot and azimuth tugmaster, trained by APM Terminals Liberia and Switzer, marks the rise of a new generation of maritime professionals. Their achievement stands as a powerful testament to what is truly possible when local talent is empowered to lead, and when the Liberianization agenda is not just upheld, but actively championed. As a woman in leadership, I am especially proud of the increasing number of Liberian women making their mark in this traditionally male-dominated sector. From mechanics to crane operators, we are witnessing women step into roles of influence and expertise. Their success sends a powerful message that every girl in Liberia can aspire not only to participate, but to lead. At APM Terminals, we believe our role in Liberia goes beyond the port gates. We are committed to lifting standards of responsibility for education, environmental stewardship, public health awareness, and care for vulnerable communities. These initiatives reflect our conviction that businesses must be a force for inclusive, sustainable development. Honorable Vice President, your presence here today is a powerful endorsement of partnership, the kind of partnership that delivers real results, strengthens the national economy, and builds enduring capacity for future generations. We are deeply grateful for the trust placed in us and your continued support. To our partners at the National Port Authority and Liberia Maritime Authority, the Liberia Revenue Authorities, and other supporting stakeholders, thank you for your collaboration, your leadership, and your shared vision. To the exceptional APM Terminals Liberia team, your professionalism, resilience, and dedication are the reason we are able to celebrate this progress today. You continue to raise the bar, and we are proud to walk this journey with you. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we recognize that this journey is far from over. But let today stand as a powerful reminder that with shared vision, steadfast partnership, and bold ambition, we have the ability to shape something truly transformative for this port, for the economy, and for the future of Liberia. A stronger port, a stronger economy, a stronger Liberia. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We'd like to recognize some of those who are here. The Minister of Commerce and Industry, Madam Magdalene Ellen Dagose, the Director General of the Bureau of Concession, Theodore Momo, and the Deputy Director General also here. This is indeed a reflection of a truly transformative partnership, a partnership being led by the NPA, the Liberia Maritime Authority, and the APM terminals. Well, ever since he took charge of the National Port Authority, he set for himself a task of making the free port of Monrovia not just a port of call, but a regional hub. Like a man skilled in Mount Everest, he set on his task without looking back. And when he said that the free port of Monrovia would become 24 hours operational, there were many who doubted. But those doubting Thomases have now become believers because it has been done right here at the free port of Monrovia. And those very doubting Thomases have since labeled him as the Managing Director Extraordinary. And if I may borrow their phrase, let me now invite to this podium for a special statement the Managing Director Extraordinary of the free port of Monrovia, Dr. Sekou Dukle.
Good afternoon. Your Excellency, Jeremiah Koung, Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, honorable members of the 55th Legislature, Mr. Yan Boise, Acting Managing Director of the of APM Terminals, others officials of APM Terminals here present today, other members of government present here today, and let me recognize again the Honorable Minister of Commerce, Madam Magdalene Dagose, the Honorable Minister of Post and Telecommunication, Mr. Sekou Kroma. I see the hardworking Honorable Minister of Public Works, no other one but my very good friend, the Honorable Roland Giddens. Mr. Chairman and members of the National Port Authority Board of Directors, Mr. Jean Kofi, Secretary General of the Ports Management Association of West and Central Africa, distinguished stakeholders, officials of the National Custom Brokers Association, officials and members of the Port Truckers Union, the Stevedoring Association, members of the Fourth Estate, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor to stand before you today on behalf of the National Port Authority as we mark a significant milestone in the mandate to make transactions at our port easier, faster, safer, and affordable. Today's event is not just a symbolic milestone. Rather, it highlights progress we've made and points to results that we can achieve if we work together honestly, respectfully, for the good of our country and its people. The launch of the nighttime navigational aid at this port is one of the most meaningful developments in recent years. It means
like the speakers ahead of me said, a vessel cannot come in, discharge, and leave. What that means, I'll break it down in simple terms for you. Before someone sends goods or make a port call to Liberia, one of the factors that's considered most is, if we go to Liberia, are we going to be able to berth our vessel? Are we going to be able to discharge on time and leave? The answer has been no in the past. That changed today. What also made this port unattractive to the international business community has been the vessel wait time. Because when a vessel gets here by 7 to 8, 9 p.m., it's very dark on Anchorage. They cannot access the channel to come in, do business, discharge, and leave. So when you tell people, so let's go to Liberia, they say, no, I'm sorry, I can't make it. I will go to Sierra Leone, I will go to Guinea, or I will go to the Ivory Coast. That changes today. But what it really means, that means, as of today's date, Honorable Vice President, the goal is to make this port a major port of call, or preferred port of call now. They will come in, discharge, and leave right back. It will reduce vessel wait time, which is often associated with high cost of doing business here at this free port of Monrovia. That changes today. What it will also do is reduce the risk of maritime accident, making our economy and environment very, very safe. For many years, the lack of navigational aid at the port of Monrovia has made our port and shipping companies less reliant, excited to come to Liberia and do business. And I can tell you from today, based on survey we've done and conversations we've had, the tides have turned in favor of the Liberian people for once and all. For many of us who may not know the shipping industry, aid to navigation, one final point, is like a signal, like street lights, road markings. So when the vessel come in, they'll know that incoming vessel or outgoing vessel coming, so incoming will need to turn on the left and those people need to stay on the right. They guide the channel all the way, the vessel will come and do their business and leave. But on the other hand, today we are equally proud to witness the commissioning of new marine terminal equipment. All those big equipment you see back there, the Brokers Association know, the Stevedoring Association complain. There are times where equipment will break down. Small thing like bro won't demonstrate. So when this call came to me, we reached out to the board. We called APM Terminal and told them there are terms in this concession agreement that you need to abide by. And we look in those terms and make sure that today we are also going to commission new terminal equipment that will efficiently serve our people and turn our economy around as fast as we can. Mr. Vice President, Your Excellency, when President Boakai gave us a mandate to ensure that the gateway of the Liberia economy is properly kept, you told me in private and public conversation that Sekou, you need to go and fight every day to make sure that the trust we repose in you is fully kept. I can tell you and I can assure you, Your Excellency, that the gateway of the Liberian economy is being kept properly through partnership from the Liberian Maritime Authority, APM Terminals, and the National Port Authority. We also recognize the real transformation is not just about infrastructure. It's more about people. So in this public sphere, Your Excellency, I want to recognize the hardworking people of the National Port Authority. Day in and day out, people beat on us and our people. But I can guarantee you, let me confess, Your Excellency, Liberians are one of the hardest working people I know. The folks at the National Port Authority are one of the hardworking people that I know. Many of them are underpaid, oftentimes with no benefit, but they come in, they don't complain. They work under some of the most extenuating circumstances. It's not easy for a Stevie Dora to come and go on that vessel. I've been on that vessel. I've been on those vessels. During the dry season, I know right now temperature might be a little better, but during that dry season, it's not easy. They go there and discharge 45-ton rice vessel with no complaint. Let's give it up for our employees, the stevedoras, the Brokers Association, the Truckers Association. Let me also acknowledge the training of Liberia First Marine Pilot and Tug Master, Captain Sam Jabba and Mr. Lasana, trained by APM Terminal, but turned over to the National Port Authority and the Liberian people. Your Excellency, when the President delivered the arrest agenda for inclusive development and told us that in 5 years, he wants to get people out of poverty and raise the national budget to more than $1 billion. You know one of the easiest ways to do that? Invest in critical national infrastructure, and nowhere better than to do that than here at the Freeport of Monrovia and the Port of Buchanan. When the government shall do that, we are going to beat the projected IMF prediction of 5.5% GDP growth year over year. To my own estimates, if we can make the right investment, build that new terminal that will be open in 3 years, we can hit 6.5% easily, which is going to take so many of our people out of poverty and get our country back on the trajectory to success, growth, and prosperity. Let me also be very frank. The folks at APM Terminal told you that we have an open relationship. They never told you it was an easy relationship. Because in many business relationships, where contracts are signed and other people feel or felt left out, we couldn't just sit here or get to the port and take our salary and go home. So we looked at the APM Terminal concession. There were no review clause. When we signed the Marine Services Agreement last year, we invoked a review clause of the entire APM Terminal concession. What that does, it triggers the President to set up the steering committee that I am heading, assisted by the Managing Director of the APM Terminals. We looked at the concession very carefully and recognized that since 2011, no one bothered to ask APMT how you are doing business, how you are getting your money, and how you are reporting. But I can tell you today that has changed. We also came back to APM Terminals and said, you know what? Our importers, our port users are complaining. Business people are complaining, and that's not good for the economy. There have been a lot of deliberation. I'm not going to watch our daily close outside. But I can give a lot of credit to APM Terminal. They've been very cooperating. And I can guarantee you, Your Excellency, by the end of this year, a full review of the APM Terminal concession will be completed. we've completed the National Bureau of Concession Monitoring and Evaluation Report of the of APM terminals. And just by stringent monitoring and evaluation from the National Port Authority, we've seen 12.5% rise in concession revenue to us. We believe that's a major milestone to celebrate. And we told APM Terminal going forward, every year we will look at this concession. If you say you're going to bring 600 labor equipment, you will deliver, we'll make sure you deliver. Because what? The Liberian people rely on this for more than 95% for everything we consume and export out of this country. And the proper way to do business is to make sure you are performing your part of the bargain, and the Liberian people through the National Port Authority are performing their part of the bargain. And I can guarantee you that, Your Excellency, we're going to do that. With this said, there have been some challenges from the stevedores, from the Ministry of Labor, and the National Port Authority. We've inserted ourselves in that as well. We are also reviewing MOUs and the collective bargaining agreement that was signed, and workers went on strike a couple weeks ago. I can tell you between now to the end of this month, July, before 26, we'll have a new amended collective bargaining agreement that's going to pay our workers fairly. Your Excellency, let me take this time again to welcome you to the National Port Authority. We are happy to see you. You promised that this is not going to be the first. And the MPA family, through the chairman of the board of directors, told me to promise you that we'll have a warehouse for you, Chief. Thank you very much.
That was the managing director of the National Port Authority.
Thank you, MD. Today we are indeed witnessing a moment of change for good at the National Port Authority, the Freeport of Monrovia specifically, thanks to the very progressive triumvirate involving NPA, Liberia Maritime Authority, and APM terminals. Well, they say a nation without a culture is a nation without a soul. Thankfully, that cannot be said about Liberia, because we are a nation with a very proud and beautiful culture. And for symptomatic display of the beauty of Liberia culture, we now call out the Crusaders for Peace.
performance done by the Crusader for Peace.
Thank you.
Headed by former culture ambassador
Honorable Alex Noah,
and
Representative District Number 3, Sino County. Honorable Sekou A.M. Dukley, Managing Director of National Port Authority. Minister Giddings, the Minister of Public Works, Minister Kroma, Minister of Post, Minister Dakose, Minister of Commerce, and other high officials of government here present. The Acting Managing Director of the APM Terminals, the Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of the Republic of Liberia, members of the Diplomatic Corps, CEOs and other executives from the private and the banking sector of Liberia, the NPA and the APM terminal families, special invited guests, the Board of Directors of the National Port Authority, the Brokers Association, the Fourth Estate, well-wishers, fellow Liberians, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. On this special occasion, the launch of the nighttime navigation and commissioning of the new port equipment advancing maritime excellence here at the free port of Monrovia, it is my distinct honor and privilege to now invite the Honorable Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, Honorable Jeremiah Koung Sr., for a special remark here at this program.
Thank you, and please be seated. The honorable members of the National Legislature, the Honorable Sekou A.M. Dukley, Managing Director of the National Port Authority, the Acting Managing Director of the APM Terminal and staffs of the APM Terminal, members of the Cabinet, headed by the Dean of the Cabinet, represented by the Deputy Minister here, officials of government, members of the Diplomatic Corps, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. You know, when I got here, I was driving with the MD. He tried to show me the port. Oh, this is happening here, this is the container park. And I was saying with him myself, the MD, apparently I know this port more than you. I used to be in the port almost every day as a business person. I used to do used car business. So every time the road vessels come, you have to be here sometime overnight. Because at the time they will steal your battery, or they will steal some carburetor or some stuff from the car. So you have to be here overnight. Sometimes we sleep here to make sure that you got people helping you to make sure your cars are intact. By 2006-07, I was supplying Bridgeway cooperation with Cocoa. And so when I come with containers like that, I used to be here for over a week. Sometimes I come with like over 10 trailers, Cocoa, and we have to be way here. And so I know this food. But there is one thing that always reminds me when I enter this port. It really hurt me. And I still remember that. I've come from Nima as a business person to procure some general merchandise, rice and sugar oil. And so I decided to load the sugar first because I bought the sugar out, 200 bags. And so I needed to, when I paid for the rice, I needed to come to this port to load my rice. And we loaded the sugar, enter the port. We loaded reservoir going out the security post there. They got entered that sugar on the truck. I said, but that truck there with my sugar. Showed them the invoice, and the guy uploaded that 200 bags of sugar. And sugar left here, bagged them, sugar left here and spoiled. I wish the guys were around to pay for my sugar today. I bring you greetings from Excellency Joseph Yuma Boakai, Senior President of the Republic of Liberia, whose vision for economic transformation remains unquestionable. The President recognizes the efforts of the National Port Authority and all partners who continue to support the expansion of the free port of Monrovia as a gateway to our thriving economy. The free port of Monrovia has long stood as a pillar of national growth. It is the largest and busiest port in Liberia, handling over 80% of the country's trade portfolio through import and export of essential goods and services. It connects our nation to global trade routes, facilitates commerce, and services as a beacon of opportunity for job creation and private sector development. Our government recognizes that a strong and efficient port system is essential to national development. Under the arrest agenda for inclusive development, we remain committed to improving port infrastructure, ensuring transparency and global compliance. Let it be known that the port is the heartbeat of our economy, which carries the possibility for improving the private sector and lifting thousands of Liberians out of poverty. It is therefore with great pride and national significance that we gather here today to mark two historic milestones in Liberia's maritime economic journey: the commissioning of modern port equipment and the official launch of the nighttime sailing at the free port of Monrovia. I am convinced that these achievements present technical upgrades and operational adjustment. They are both symbols of progress, readiness, and our collective commitment to positioning Liberia as a regional hub for trade and commerce. The commissioning of these equipment reaffirm our government preparedness to make our economy competitive, to boost national integration into regional and global markets. With these assets, we are reducing vessel turnaround time and enhancing safety and service delivery at the free port of Monrovia. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this investment sent a strong message. Liberia is open and ready for business. We are modernizing our port infrastructure to meet global standards, attract investment, and support the growth of both local and international industries. Now, the nighttime sailing marks a major step in our maritime operations. For the first time in many years, vessels will now be able to enter and exit the free port of Monrovia beyond daylight hours. This means that we have enhanced port productivity, 24-hour operations, reduced shipping costs. I repeat, reduce shipping costs, and improve competitiveness in our region. However, we could not achieve this alone. I acknowledge the leadership and staff of the National Port Authority and our partners in the maritime and logistics sector, whose belief in our vision for sustainable economy that will create jobs for our people. With these improvements, it is now time for us to introduce the Advanced Cargo Declaration and the Time Release Services. These tools potentially reduce delay and improve efficiency. As we celebrate today, let us remember that this is not the finish line, but a new beginning. Let us continue to build, innovate, and invest in infrastructure that will drive our economy forward and improve the livelihood of all Liberians. Together, let us sail into the future where Liberia's ports are a true driver of our economy. I encourage all port users to take advantage of this 24-hour service and terminal operation. Before I conclude, I want to go off the script and say to the APM terminal, the National Port Authority, the LRA, all the work you do here, if we don't trickle down on the lady sitting in the market there, it will just be all for the camera and all dressing well and sitting here. The work here must reflect on the woman sitting in the market. It may reflect on the people in the villages, because when continual price reduce, when tariffs and other things are reduced, and one machine breaking down, if APM terminal is supposed to move my machine, I experience it, and that's why I'm saying it. By the time I never had the voice to speak, nobody could listen. But I have the voice now, and that's why I'm speaking for those people who cannot speak out there. You get your container in this port, and sometimes the crane go pick your container up and the crane breaks down, and you charge me for delay. How in this world we can do that? That has to change. The services at this port must change. Yes, when the president comes, the vice president comes, big people come in, we try to pin everything and make everything look good, the cameras here, it has to change. And we have to be real, so I'm calling on you, please. Mr. MD, if you are a broker here, you will know what happened here. I have a lot of broker friends. I almost became a broker here. I've been here, I've been too many. Billy used to be the president here before, and so I know this place. I know some of the frustration here. And that's why our business people sometimes, we leave the port of Monrovia and ship through the Conakry port. We leave the port of Monrovia and want to ship through the Freetown port. When the volume here increase and the price reduced, you make more money than to ship 2 cars for 1,000. If you have to ship 10 cars for 300 each, you make $3,000 than to ship 2 cars for $1,000. I say this because when it goes wrong, it is the president's picture that comes on the front of the newspaper. None of you hear a picture go on the newspaper. Sometimes, unfortunately for me, they put my picture by him too. And so when our children see our picture, and the country is suffering and we are doing nothing, so that they are ashamed to get in the public. And so when we come at this forum, as much as we thank you for some of the work we're doing, we have to be bold and tell you that some of the things happening, what we are hearing from our people is not right and it must change. Ladies and gentlemen, we hereby officially launch the nighttime sailing operation, and I thank you. God bless you.
The Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, Honorable Jeremiah Koung, there with a powerful statement. If you're just tuning in, this is Focus on Liberia Online Television. We are at the grounds of the National Port Authority, where the Vice President
Thank you so much, Mr. Vice
is
President.
commissioning
At this time called
equipment at
Madam
the
Vashti Salif,
APM terminal.
Executive Director of Human Resources, National
Stay
Port
tuned to
Authority,
share this
for our vote
live
of thanks.
video. Right now we're coming at the end of the broadcast, vote of thanks, and I believe the Vice President will go to showcase the medical Honorable Sekou Duge, the Managing Director, will showcase
Good afternoon,
what he
everyone.
has to do.
Can you permit me to stay on the existing protocol? His Excellency Jeremiah Koung, Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, Reverend J. Luther Tappen, Chairman of the Board of Directors, Honorable Sekou A.M. Duke, Managing Director of the National Port Authority, Councillor Nato Zaza Lad Senior, Commissioner of the Liberia Maritime Authority, Mr. Jean Bashir, Managing Director of the APN Terminals Liberia, government officials, distinguished stakeholders and port users, our PIMACA delegates, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to express my gratitude and appreciation on behalf of the Board of Directors of the National Port Authority to our distinguished guest of honor, Honorable Jeremiah Koung, Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, for gracing this occasion with his presence. A powerful reflection of the visionary leadership of His Excellency President Joseph Yuma Boakai Sr., whose arrest agenda continues to guide national transformation with key focus on infrastructure development, trade facilitation, and inclusive prosperity. Today marks a defining milestone in our collective journey towards building a modern, effective, and competitive port system that serves as a true engine of national and regional growth. We extend special appreciation to our concession partner, the APN Terminals Liberia, for your continuous investment, innovation, and collaboration. Your commitment to developing the free port of Monrovia is a testament to the strength of public-private partnership, and we are optimistic that the procurement of these equipment and the aids to navigation for nighttime sailing at the free port of Monrovia will address the increasing demands and challenges we face daily. To our colleagues at the Liberia Maritime Authority, thank you for your unique regulatory leadership and ongoing support. To all stakeholders across government of Liberia, the private sector, port users, and our hard-working staff, we are grateful for your contributions and dedication. We thank you for your continued partnership, commitment, and resilience. The contributions are important to the Freeport of Monrovia's growth and Liberia's economic journey. A special thank you to our organizing committee, whose dedication and hard work make this day a success. Your efforts are sincerely appreciated. As we look ahead, may this moment renew our collective resolve to work together in positioning the Freeport of Monrovia as a hub of maritime excellence in the Mano River region. Thank you, and may God bless Mama Liberia.
Well, we started with prayer and closing with prayer, so we called Margaret Tor Newville, Workforce